There are two car bridges and one railroad bridge in Morgan City, Louisiana. The nearest one is the newest one. It's called the E.J. Lionel Grizzaffi Bridge. And this is taken from historicbridges.org. This bridge is still a little too young to be considered to have any significant historic value, but it offers a comparison to the nearby historic K-Truss Bridge, which is the old bridge behind it. The bridge still has the traditional shape of earlier cantilever trusses, but as a 1970s bridge, it lacks rivets, V-lacing, and lattice, which are elements that add to the heritage quality of a bridge. It also makes the bridge look more visually pleasant. American Bridge built the superstructure of the bridge. Dravel Corporation was the substructure contractor for the bridge. Complex built the east approaches, and Williams Brothers built the west approaches. E. Lionel Pavio Engineer Company was the consulting engineer. The bridge was constructed in 1977. Now we'll move on to the older bridge. Well, while we're at the railroad bridge, let's talk about it. The railroad bridge, this is Hasman Construction Company of Kansas, Missouri built the 1969 lift span. The Missouri Valley Bridge and Iron Company of Leavenworth, Kansas built the substructure for the 1908 bridge. Reportedly, the Phoenix Bridge Company built the 1908 superstructure as well. Of interest, the previous bridge at this location was an 1880s Phoenix column through truss bridge, also built by Phoenix Bridge Company. So this railroad bridge is the oldest bridge of the three. It's been there for quite a while. We see the tugboat and barges passing through the railroad bridge. And behind there, you just saw the Mr. Charlie, the first semi-submersible drilling rig ever built. Now we'll talk about the historic older bridge, the 1933 bridge, the Long Island Bridge. This bridge's long series of approach spans bring the roadway up to an elevation needed to cross the river, while three giant main through truss spans soar far above the roadway, making for an impressive bridge that is truly one of the most beautiful and significant historic bridges in the state. Each of these spans, 607-foot main K-truss spans, are the longest known K-truss spans in America. Indeed, these spans are among the longest simple span trusses in any configuration in the country. Spans in excess of 500 feet are rare and represent major engineering achievements. Only a tiny number of these truss bridges have spans reaching 600 or to just over 700 feet, which is a group this bridge falls into. The size of these spans and their beauty are hard to capture in photos. This is a bridge that truly has to be seen in person to fully experience how impressive it is. Now we're passing over the new bridge, and that's the old bridge that's being under renovation right now. That bridge was closed when I shot these photos. As you can see, that center span has been painted, and the other two spans are going to be painted. The Louisiana Department of Transportation Department has in the past been a threat to the future of this bridge. In 2009, they threatened to demolish the bridge with no replacement, claiming the nearby cantilever truss bridge was the only needed bridge in the area, and there was no reason for either historic preservation or utilitarian function to keep the bridge standing and in use. This is a ridiculous position to take, according to the historicbridge.org. This bridge should be the pride of the state. It should be preserved, and it deserves a full restoration and long-term commitment to maintenance. Instead, it sits with a failing paint system that is more rust than paint today. Well, it looks like it got its paint. You can see the difference between the painted side and the unpainted side. This is shameful. It is not too late to rehabilitate and preserve this nationally significant bridge. When the bridge was threatened in 2009, thankfully the St. Mary's Parish Council and the Morgan City Council stood up against the plans for demolition. Beyond the bridge's national level of historic significance, these communities' evacuation success would rely on a single bridge only, with no backup bridge. In this case, it would seem that preserving the historic bridge would also greatly increase safety for the community as well. The Louisiana DOTD, Department of Transportation Department, needs to rethink its plans and move to fully restore the bridge. And from these videos, I would say that they have rethought their plans, and they do plan on fully restoring the bridge. Like I say, the roads were closed, and that bridge was closed, and there's some significant restoration going on. So now the drone is moving between the two bridges, and in just a little while it'll yaw to the left, and you'll see it move between the two bridges. That's the Atchafalaya River below the bridges that it's going over. The bridge on the left is the old bridge, recently painted. You can see they're still working on it. There's still some work to be done, but they have decided to restore it, so that's good. And then now we're sitting between the two bridges, and now we're at the new bridge. The new bridge is the E.J. Lionel Grizzaffi Bridge underneath us, and to the left is the old bridge, the Long Island Bridge. And there's the oldest bridge. There's the old railroad bridge. Amazing. That bridge has been around for a long, long time, hasn't it? Lots of boat traffic has gone underneath that bridge, going from Berwick out to the Gulf of Mexico. This area was a huge gathering point for the crops in the area, and they would come to Berwick and Morgan City and load their crops on vessels